Is that tea, coffee? What do you, chocolate
It's
milk?
coffee, which I have to be careful of because coffee during an interview can make your mouth run a little faster than your brain.
Oh, right. Right.
Let me ask you a question. You mentioned something about, you said you were drinking yesterday before one of your lives.
Yeah.
Now, I've cut that out, but I do have a question for someone I used to drink with. How has this crisis changed how drinking feel? What's different about drinking now? What would I feel different if I were drinking during this?
Okay, so a couple things. I talked to a friend of mine yesterday, and she said she's dealing with her kids at home.
Mm-hmm.
She's, kids are home from school, and she's like, in the middle of the day, I went out on the patio and I chugged a beer. She's like, I'm 42 years old. I have never chugged a beer in my life. She's like, I just had to chug a beer. So there's something about drinking where I feel like I'm doing something kind of bad because I'm drinking.
Yeah, I think exactly what I just pulled out of what you said.
Yeah.
Is that there's a little bit of anarchy in there, a little bit of cathartic anarchy.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And there's also something about it just sort of expands the number of colors inside your home.
Right.
You're like, I got to make something feel different inside.
Right. Right. I guess the analogy is being a sailor at sea for months at a time. Like
100%.
That's why they just totally stock the ship full of rum or booze or whatever.
100%.
Yeah.
So are you finding, well, I guess you haven't had a drink for 2 years, 3 years?
3 years, over 3 years. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is fine. And I always tell myself now, and it wasn't an AA thing. I managed to find a way to have it make sense on my own. But I always tell myself now, like, if you think about doing it again, you've just tallied up the pros and cons wrong. Do it again.
Right.
It's just for me. I mean, you could see on the chart where when I stopped, my productivity just went through the roof. I can do anything at any time of day. When you stop drinking, you'll be on a treadmill at like 1 a.m. being like, this is amazing.
Yeah. I'm with you 100%. And I mean, you've remained remarkably fun. A lot of people quit drinking and I don't know, just not fun anymore.
You have to be very careful when you excise that little tumor that you don't take out other tissue. That's highly important to your functionality.
Yeah.
I don't hook up anymore, really. I realized that alcohol was the air bridge, as they say now, between two strangers.
Yes.
Yeah.
I said when I quit drinking, I was sober for like 3.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I did the whole AA thing, which was incredibly helpful in a lot of respects because I never really dealt with emotions. I didn't like to talk about emotions. I didn't really think that was a thing. And that's kind of like all they do is talk about emotions.
Right.
But I realized like I wasn't an alcoholic. I was just an asshole, incredibly selfish. And I just used alcohol for me to be able to say, oh, that wasn't me. I was drunk. It was something I wanted to do anyway.
Yeah, I think everybody. I don't know how exciting this conversation is, so I'm sorry if I sent it in the wrong direction. But I think there's a lot of people who just need to know that it is for many, 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 many people a rite of passage to discover it, use it, overuse it, and put it away.
Yes,
it's like I don't even think we have dug the trench correctly to explain that process. All we have is I don't drink, I do drink, or I'm now sober because I'm a recovering alcoholic. And I think there are some shades in between that go, I didn't for a long time, I did, it helped me, it was awesome, and then it stopped being awesome and I didn't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like going to AA, I realized it was almost like me going and taking my, like if I had a relative that had like cancer medication, and I just kept like taking their cancer medication. It's like, oh, this works, but this is not. This isn't my.
Didn't need it anymore. I almost feel like I graduated from that university. Now I was also an asshole in my life too, and that was a different recovery process. But they don't have an AA for assholes.
Man, they totally should.
I mean, it is a little getting canceled is sort of like, the problem with getting canceled is that nobody has written the kind of I don't know, the protocol for being uncanceled. Like there's no recovery from but I think if you're canceled, you that might be asshole rehab. I don't know.
Yeah, forced asshole rehab.
You're getting thrown into rehab. The problem is I don't know that anybody's written the curriculum for getting out of the spanking machine.
Sure. Sure.
I don't know.